Breath First Yoga. I am Jenny, and today we're going to do a short little video about wrist mobility. I'm going to walk through different ways to help you have more mobility in your wrists, and then also talk about ways you can strengthen your wrists. In yoga, we use our wrists in most of our postures, so it's very important to strengthen your wrists and have good mobility in them so that you can bend and move a little bit more freely and get into some of those postures you're trying to get into. So we are going to start in our tabletop position today. So in tabletop, your shoulders are over your wrists, your hips are over your knees, the tops of your feet are on the mat. And today we will begin by just starting to lean forward a little bit. So obviously that gives a little flexion here to your wrist. And you'll feel it. You want to hold these usually for about 20 or 30 seconds. If you want to be in a plank position, you could do that in plank as well and lean forward. I like to stay on my knees. You can also flip your fingers so that they're pointing at your knees, and then start to bring your hips back. I feel this one a lot. I cannot sit my hips down onto my feet, but if you can, go for it. It's just really good at opening up those wrist joints. You can then also have your fingertips pointing to the edge of your mat and rock side to side. And then you also would want to flip your hands so that your tops of your hands are down on the mat. I have my fingertips pointing at my toes. And just really try to straighten your arms. Hold straight over so that your wrist or your shoulders are over your wrist. And you can also try to lean back a little bit. This one I feel a lot, so there's not much movement. Again, holding all of these 20 to 30 seconds, and then taking a quick break. Roll out your wrists, go both ways, get that blood flowing back again, and then you can repeat it. I would repeat it maybe 2 or 3 times and do this a couple times a week. So from that, you can also do some prayers. So if you have your hands together and you're pressing them together, start where they're right at your chest. And then start to lower your hands, keeping the palms of your hands together. When they start to come apart, stop and just press them together and hold. So this static hold, I would do again 20 to 30 seconds, couple 2 to 3 reps. And then go ahead and shake your wrists out, let that blood flow. And then you can also go make the prayer grip so you're pointing down and start at the bottom. And then come on up. And again, where you want to keep your palms together, so press, you'll really feel it in your wrist. And again, hold a static hold for 20 to 30 seconds, and then go ahead and shake them out. But that's really going to start to strengthen and get your wrists more mobile. Some things that you can do to strengthen your wrists. So I have a 5-pound weight. You could grab 8, a 10, a 2, no weight. But you can, if you put one knee up and just lay your forearm across your thigh and let the weight roll to the tips of your fingers and then curl it back up. So rolling it down to the tips of your fingers, curling it back up. 12 to 15 of those, and do it 2 to 3 times on each arm. But that's definitely a great way to strengthen your wrists for your flexion. And then if you want to work on extension, flip your hand so your palm is facing the ground instead of facing up. Hold that weight and raise it. So you're working on kind of your forearm muscle here and your wrist, right? Our forearms are huge factors in our wrists. So a lot of times people will be sitting at computers, at keyboards all day, and their wrist hurts. It's your forearms, it's the angle that you have your wrist at. So being able to do some of these stretches and building that strength can really help if you're at a desk all day, or we're on our phones and we're holding them, or you're holding a baby all day. I had a lot of problems with my wrist and my forearm when I was holding my newborn son 24/7. So our bodies just aren't made to do some of these things all the time, so we have to take care of them. The other thing you can do, so you can do it with a hand weight. If you don't have a hand weight and you have bands, you can do it with a band. So put the band under the ball of your foot, so the widest part of your foot, place it down there, and then again, just put your hand so your palm is facing up, band is through the palm of your hand, and you can curl, again, forearm and wrist strength, or you can flip it around and you can raise it up, forearm and wrist strength. So these are great options to be able to do to help with your wrists. I recommend adding them into your routine at least maybe 2 times a week, especially if you're really working on inversions. Inversions, when you work on them, they can take so much wrist strength, and our bodies are not made to do it for 30 minutes at a time. So if you're trying to get into handstand, or you're really trying to work on your crow or side crow, or any type of inversion, it's hard on your wrists. So we need to help them build strength to hold our body weight. So hopefully that was helpful. Let me know in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe to my channel.